All right. So this should be very brief, straight to the point. So these are the expectations for Nasdaq for the week. So first things first is a weekly chart. Price has obviously been going higher. There is a little space in between. This candle is low. This candle is high. That I will be monitoring to see if we do step to that this week. So for us to highlight it, highlight it here. Perfect. All right. So I'm watching that see if price does want to return to that level by any means, or if it just wants to keep going higher. So still bullish market, but if it does want to come back, I'm watching this level here specifically. Let's go into the daily chart with more details. And let's also be shown here actually. All right. So on the daily chart as well, all right, you can see that level here, highlighted in orange. So far, again, we are trading when this candle's low, this range low to high. We traded lower into this daily fair value gap or loot zone, as we've now coined it. But we traded lower last week into this level, and we now rejecting. So this is showing some positive signs of potential continuation higher. Now look on the 4 hour chart. We're gonna go to electronic trading hours here. So from a 4 hour perspective, what I'm watching in order for me to really verify that continuation, to feel comfortable with it continues to go higher, right? Is I want us to trade above this 4 hour level. If we can close above that, then use that support, we'll probably make our way higher. But if we start seeing some rejections here, ideally, I actually want to see it stay below this candle's high if we're going to reject. It could go above it, cool, but I'd rather see it stay below it. If we are to reject at all and then continue make our way lower, there's a lot of price action that take place in this little chunk. So we'll see. But again, if we start rejecting here, start gravitating lower, I'll be watching to see. And then as it gets to daily levels, if we can get a candle close below its daily level, then it'll be obvious I'll probably make our way lower here. So it's very simple, right? I'm giving two sides of the coin here, which is yes, it's a bullish market, but the real marker is for me, can we make our way above this level here? If we go above it, then I'll expect you to support. And if we don't, if we start rejecting it, then I want to see this trade to here. And then from there, if we trade goes below that, then lower. Pretty straightforward. 1 hour perspective, again, we have this 1 hour level highlighted here. And this is a fair value gap or a loop zone again. And again, if we do close above this, then it ideally should be to support to then make our way higher above these highs here. Okay, so even for a shorting perspective, if we are to even expect lower markets, I'd rather see price. I'll only be shorting this market if we are below this level, if we show some rejection here. So if we go above it, I won't be supporting that. Let's just say we go above it, close by these highs, then we find our way back lower. I'll expect to use that as a resistance to then draw price lower. Then we'll watch this 1 hour level here and see how price wants to trade there. And I'm just gonna highlight that level. Go to my object tree to make sure everything's in place. I should move this to 1 hour. Cool. So on that 15-minute chart, if there's anything much on 15-minute chart, I think the highlight ends here on the 1 hour chart really. Is this to me is a land sign. This 1 hour level here. So I'm really watching that there. And then this pool liquidity. So this whole area, right, from you want to call it 24,856 to 24,932. It's about an 80-point range. I'm really watching to see how price interacts there. And again, if we keep pushing higher, then I'll follow that. But I want to see us. In fact, gonna let the market do what it wants to do, right? Forget what I want to see, but give you what I do want to see. So I'm gonna go whatever the market gives us. Though the market just gives us a run higher, and then uses 4-hour level as support. Great. If it maybe just goes a little higher, fails to run these highs while S&P 500 does that, then cool. If we go to S&P 500, speaking of, I want to see S&P run these highs. It's already there. So again, if S&P run these highs, Nasdaq fails to run these equivalent highs, and we start getting some rejection, that would be a nice short opportunity. Okay, let's see 30. At 30, I don't mind. I don't mind 30 and S&P running those highs. Like it'll be okay. But landing sign for those two for 30 at least should be this level here. Anyways, let's go back to Nasdaq. So Nasdaq explained there. The next one to break down is S&P, and I will talk about Forex here as well. But S&P on a weekly chart, again, bullish trend. Daily chart dropped into this level here, right? Loop zone, fair value gap. Look at it, clean rejection, boom, right? So bullish trend. These highs look like they're in jeopardy. 4-hour chart. See on the 4-hour chart, it's already overcome this level. So for S&P, again, it looks like it wants to continue going higher. Um, it can ideally run these highs, and it will see wants to keep going higher. So what I see in S&P is really higher prices, unless we come all the way back lower below this 4-hour level. If we come back below that, we use that as resistance and drop. So unless we close below there, I'm still expecting higher price on S&P 500. So S&P to me is more bullish than Nasdaq right now. All bullish, but S&P is still a bit more bullish. And again, I've been watching S&P, see what happens when we run these highs already there. Likely we're going to run that out. And I'll just be watching close to see what happens there comparatively to NASDAQ. And we can also draw the same 1-hour level here on S&P. And this is if we even get down here, right? And then 30. 30 is really the same thing on weekly chart, same thing. Price pushing higher. Daily chart, price up some lows here, some lows here. It looks like we could, this whole candle here, ideally we can study the wick to see like what happens in this level. There's a whole big wick here, so we can be studying that. But and we'll see if it doesn't make its way all the way above these highs. So let's go on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart again. 4-hour chart. 30 has ran this level. Remember, look how Nasdaq is, by the way. So Nasdaq to me, again, I'm watching this level here. Looking at 30. Nasdaq, S&P. So yeah, okay, I see something there. So 30, again, I'm watching what it really would be too on 30 is this level here as well. So I'm gonna draw this out as well for our chart. I'm gonna draw that out actually. So we're gonna be watching this. So a price run above here, great. We start rejecting, that could lead to some type of sell-off. If we get below this level here, then I would be really expecting sell-offs here. Close strongly above this 4-hour level, then support to take us all the way higher. 1-hour chart. Again, I'm really watching this level here. It's a balanced range, so we can run out these highs. Run out these highs here. Hit this level. And then if we reject, again, we can expect lower prices. If we go above it, then obviously high prices here. Okay, so very straightforward. Dollar. I think currencies are the almost the easiest, but they look very clean. So with dollar, just going to the daily chart, you can kind of see we've ran out a significant low. This low was in place since July 2025. So we ran it out, and we've since rejected, and we kind of created like a swing, a nice swing low here or you can call it intermediate low on a daily chart. I like the structure here. So price can trade back into this level and use a support, or this level here support. But I'm looking for these highs to get tagged. Eventually, price run up into here. Right? If you look at how this looks on um, Euro, again, same thing. We have this high here, ran out this significant high here, right? And it's created a nice intermediate short term swing high. So as trades higher, right? We can expect eventual run lower. So currencies look clear as day what they want to do. So going back to dollar, so you're watching clear this level. This is daily level here, the one's highlighted in green, and then if it does want to drop lower, and let's just go to 50% of this range. Cool. So let's highlight this. 50% of this range. So ideally, it has dropped below 50%, but the only level on daily chart below 50% is this level here. So I would like to see price trade into that. Similar, I'd rather see price actually move this level here. Doesn't have to, but I like to see that. On the 4 hour chart. It doesn't have to, but it'd be cool. If it maybe takes out its lows, it does not have to. But if it takes out its lows, cool. If not, looking at 50%, we're still at these last two down close candles can serve as order blocks here. And it's very trading to this inverse level. So it's done enough to, if it needs to go higher, easy start going higher. It does not have to run these lows. It does not have to. It can easily start going higher here. But long story short, we're expecting higher prices on the dollar. So higher price on the dollar means, risk off, meaning you can see currencies drop, perhaps indices drop, while dollar continues to movement higher. But indices have been in the bull market, so we'll see how that eventually does play out. Okay, but dollar looks good. Prime time to continue going higher. Again, let's look at euro. So again, euro has those highs again, equivalent to dollar. So it will be interesting to see if euro runs at its highs, dollar does not, or vice versa. We're going to look for that SMT to take place. But I do want to see a further run on these lows here. You see all those lows that are in place on euro. All these lows right here. I want to see how price eventually tags that. So we're going to be watching that. I want to see price eventually tag that. But in the meantime, if it goes above here, that's cool. It can even go all the way up here. I don't think it has that much strength, but if it does, great. I'm still looking for some shorts. So from our perspective, draw this out. Yeah, 50% of the range right here. So we can expect some reaction here. Break kind of barely touched it. I want to see a continuous move lower. Daily chart. I'm just going to draw this for a second. And on daily chart again, so if it does want to, it could come back up here. That would be okay. Because then it'll be 50% of this bigger range. So if it goes up here, no problem. We can still expect a short opportunity. All right. Trying to see what else. Pound. Pound town. So again, pound, same thing. Weekly chart. Nice little C4 right here. Price rate train to and reject it. It can train to one more time reject. These will probably eventually jeopardy. Daily chart. We have a nice low level here. Daily chart. So we can easily run into that and then drop price lower. That's my expectations. 4 hour chart. Again, we can expect to run above here. One of them I think should run out the high, whether it's the dollar, whether it's the euro, or pound, I'm expecting one of them to like run out these highs, and then we'll see some rejection. But overall, and equivalent to dollar be the lows, right? Overall, I'm expecting like continuous lower prices on currency. It's pretty obvious in my opinion what price wants to do there. And 1 hour chart again, I'd like to see what happens when we run above these highs. If we can get there, and then I do want to see a rejection continuously lower. You see on 15-minute chart, there's anywhere we can highlight. Cool. So I'm gonna highlight this level here. I'm not coming to play right away. But I like this 15-minute level here, actually, as a formidable level that we can see price eventually reject away from. I'd rather see, I don't mind it running above it first. Like you can run above it first, but when it comes back down, I want to see it as resistance. Okay. And maybe we can highlight something similar on Euro. Let me see if Euro has something similar to that. I guess you could. I could perhaps highlight this as well on Euro. And that's that. I mean, let's put it here. Really. So that's that. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward, especially with the dollar and the currencies. What we're expecting. Indices again, they've been moving bullish. So that's quite interesting there. Let me look at the bond market for a second. Bond market is also pushing higher. Interesting. I'm going to daily chart. Shouldn't be pushing higher. Bond market looks like it could push higher here. Just looking at the 30. But then it's like, it looks like there's a discrepancy there. I expect the bond market to be cooling off a little bit. That makes more sense. Yeah, look at the bond market right away. We have look at this right here. Like since the dollar's going up, what really confirmed the dollar continues going higher is the bond market dropping too. So it's a 30-year. We've had a look at that those highs comparatively to this should be I think it's the 10-year right here. I think the 5-year as well. Yeah. So everything else is weak. So I really like how this is setting up overall, like for dollar momentum. We're also seeing the bond market when it's dropped. And on the bond market, these lows will probably be targeted. And this is on a daily chart. So to me, this is a very strong indication that, again, dollars should continue to run higher. And currency should continue to make their way lower. This is very, very strong technical analysis here, in my opinion, and what we can expect from the markets. So I'll really be strong on the currencies dropping. I'm really strong on that. You know, really strong on that. And it looks like right now, though, the 30-year might run these highs, but it's okay if it does that. If it does, I would like to see it stay below here, this whole level. But the other ones, you can see 5-year and 10-year, and the 5-year having that nice structure where it can easily be targeting these lows right here. So that being said, we'll see what currencies give us. If you trade Euro, USD, you can just translate what I did on the futures chart of this. But it's all the same thing. I think these lows are in jeopardy. So I'll be watching closely the Forex market. Um, and also indices. Indices is tricky because it could the bond market going down. Indices could do the opposite, but dollar's going higher too. So it's kind of like a mix there. Dollar going higher to me, asset off. I mean risk off scenario. So currency should be going down, asset class should be going down, right? Bond market looks like it wants to go down though. So we'll see how that affects indices. Um, might give it a little mixed reaction there. But overall, I expect currencies continue to make its way lower. Anyone higher should be seen as or just around liquidity for rejection. Those are my thoughts there. So we'll see as the week plays out, and we'll see if euro eventually makes its way lower um, to the lows I highlighted, which is obviously these lows over here, all these lows here. We'll see how price eventually trades to those. So talk to you guys later in the week.